This dog was tutoring the girl with her homework. When the girl asked what 6 divided by 2 was, the dog, wanting to create a good learning environment for her, wouldn't let anyone approach, not even the girl's father. After the girl went to school, it would accompany the mother during yoga practice, mimicking whatever poses she did. But the mother often got busy with work and forgot school dismissal time. Little White would pick up the leash in its mouth to remind her it was time to pick up the child. Despite being such an intelligent dog, the father initially didn't want to adopt it. He always wore a sour expression, showing affection instead to the old black dog. When Little White wanted to shake hands with its master, it was often ignored. Watching the pampered old black dog, Little White couldn't help but feel frustrated. After all, it had been found by the mother on the roadside. However, after the mother had a baby, Little White became much gentler, guarding the infant every day. The father, afraid it might hurt the baby, locked it outside. Seeing Old Black pass by inside the house, Little White tapped on the glass, asking Old Black to open the door. Old Black jumped up to the door handle and let Little White in. Surprisingly reliable, that Old Black. Little White sat outside the baby's room, quietly standing guard all night. When the father woke up in the morning and found Little White still at the door, he began questioning Old Black. Old Black played dumb, but seeing the father's persistent stare, it simply turned and walked away. Gradually, Little White became the little helper in caring for the child. It would pick up used diapers and toss them in the trash. When the child dropped food everywhere during meals, it would crawl under the table to clean the floor. Time flew by, and the daughter grew up. Little White watched as its owners helped their daughter up the stairs every day. It too helped care for the girl, tirelessly carrying her up to the second floor again and again. This continued for 3 years, but on this rainy night, tragedy struck. Little White kept scratching at the door trying to wake its owners, then urgently led them to the girl's bedroom. They discovered the girl was ill. Thanks to Little White's timely discovery, the girl was rushed to the hospital. After returning home, Little White stayed by the girl's side every moment. But one day, when the family of 3 prepared for a long trip, Little White tried to make them stay but was ignored by the father. They never imagined that because they didn't bring Little White, their daughter would nearly die in the forest. Watching the family about to depart, Little White tried to stop them from leaving but was forcibly taken back by the nanny. To prevent it from sneaking out, she locked it in a cage. But the nanny had no idea that Little White had a powerful ally. While the nanny was sleeping, Old Black directly helped Little White escape. Worried sick about its family, Little White rushed out the door and plunged into the unfamiliar city. Following the lingering scent of its owners, it arrived at a gas station, the very place where the father had briefly stopped during the day. The clever Little White hitched a ride and officially began its journey to find its owners. Little White quickly left when the man stopped his car. It then came to a bustling market and heard passers-by mention the resort its owners had talked about. Taking advantage of the driver's distraction, it immediately snuck onto the vehicle without a ticket. While Little White was racing toward its owners, the girl, accustomed to Little White's companionship, was constantly missing it too. To cheer up her daughter, the mother took her to play with other children. Unfortunately, the daughter was bullied by the other kids. The isolated girl felt very sad and missed Little White even more. The girl then discovered a suspension bridge. Driven by curiosity, she climbed through the wire fence alone and walked toward the forest on the other side of the bridge. The girl had no idea what terrible ordeal awaited her. In the deathly silent forest, the girl became increasingly frightened and soon got lost. She helplessly called for her